20:31, for God will vindicate his people and take revenge for God's servants upon seeing that their might is gone and neither bond nor free is left. So the Hyksos will take their revenge for our resistance. Nobody, not even a slave, shall be left. And I put that this is a highly likely date for our extermination, or for most of us to be exterminated by. Could be wrong, but it's possible. Just Sanguina says, you are in good company. Even Jesus Christ used codes when talking about them. Yeah, and like I said, I mean, I do believe that there's a higher power. I don't necessarily identify as Christian, and I sort of think, see, here's the thing that I see it, and I think this should identify us and help us come together, because a lot of people try to make this all about division. It's all about whether you like Hitler, whether you don't like Hitler, whether you're Christian, or are you atheist, are you pagan. All these are just different subdivisions which separate us and keep us from focusing on the people who are doing this to us. The fact of the matter is, we should already share something which is important. We share ancestry, we share a history, we share our group of people, we share emotions, art, culture, every beautiful thing. And even this higher power, whatever we decide to call it, we definitely share it. Now, what you decide to call it is a different story. But regardless, like whether you believe that or not, I think one criticism that I would have, it is possible, and this is not what I believe, but it is possible with like the New Testament that there are parts of it that are for sure corrupt. I mean, we know that even the fathers of Christianity know that these documents were tampered with. They actually called it out. So the unfortunate thing to me is the fact that if you're relying on the book, even if you assume that the basic premise of it is correct, it's sort of difficult telling what in it is altered to deceive us and what isn't. This is part of the reason why I accept deism more, and why I don't necessarily claim to know which God it is. I just know that there is a God or a higher power which represents our people. But yeah, no, I mainly have certain concerns with things that are written down, and some of these backwards teachings, like when you actually read the part about I'm getting tired right now. I should probably stop going. Either way, though, I'm just saying I don't necessarily trust the books, but I don't think that it really matters what you call our God or our higher power. The fact of the matter is it's still a force that represents our people. And I don't think people should freak out that we're worshiping different things or different beings. I think the fact of the matter is I wouldn't even call it worship. I would just say, like, we're bound together by this collective force that's greater than us. And I just don't see a point in naming that. I think we should all just be happy about the fact that we share that with each other. And instead of fighting and letting them divide us, we should come together under this force. It's sort of unfortunate. Masonic is... I was going to say Masonry is like a very evil concept because it's trying to... hold up just a second. I'll be back. Yeah, I was rambling. My wife just wanted to know if I'd fed the cats. So, what I was saying, though, is the fact of the matter is Masonry is very deceptive, but the fact of the matter is they sort of like unite and get the fact that they're worshiping one God, and the God that they worship is literally Lucifer and Satan, and they write it in their book. But I find it interesting the fact that we always fight when I feel like we have the same power. It's a different power than theirs, and it's a different force. But I'm not saying we should do like masonry, but I'm just saying I think people should just accept the fact that we share a force and not fight about whether it's pagan in nature or what religion it is. I don't understand this division, and I want to address that in the protocol stream when I get to that, because it's a very important part of it. JJ says you covered a lot. I definitely have covered a lot tonight. I was hoping I'd be able to speed run this, but there's no way with this information, and now I'm just getting tired. With that being said, I'm so close to the end. I'm just about to finish it. Where were we? And then Just Sanguinus says, do you know that the Holy Land fell both times on 9/11? Tacitus. I did not. And then Just Sanguinus says, keep doing what you're doing. Thank you, brother. I will definitely keep going, at least until the end of the night, and we'll keep going with these streams. Yeah, you could tell why I did this music one last time. I sort of felt bad doing... I like doing the music stuff. It is fun, but I felt bad leaving you guys without something last time. I finally got to do this, and I'm tired now. So, he will vindicate God's people and take revenge for... Yeah, that's the possible date for extermination. 2032, God will say, where are their gods, the rock in whom they sought refuge? So our gods and saviors were well, I mean specifically the ones that were following like Trump and basically these false idols that they put. These were specifically deceptions or traps that they laid out, just like Trump. And I put that he will laugh when they betray us. 2033, who ate the fat of their offerings and drank their libation wine? Let them rise up to your help, and let them be a shield unto you. So I think there will definitely have to be some of us at this point, but I think they're going to do a mass extermination in 2031 because it says here, they're sort of mocking us. We offered wine and offerings to God, and yet it was the Hyksos and their God who ate them. We unknowingly made ourselves sacrifices to them. You know, basically because we falled within their plans, we ended up accidentally giving our sacrifices to their gods, thinking we were giving it to our own gods because they told us that's what we needed to do. In 2034, see then that I am the one. There is no God beside me. I deal death and give life. I wounded and I will heal. None can deliver from my hand. I think I wrote the same thing for both of these because they're on the same track. And then 2035, lo, I raise my hand to heaven and say, as I live forever. So this is another 7 years. And then I wrote Yahweh, the great architect, Saturn, Set, the demiurge, whatever you want to call their god, will be announced as the one true God. And I think when this happens, if we're alive to see it, which I hope we don't see it. I really hope we don't. This would be the most awful, terrifying thing ever. I think they're going to announce him as Set or Saturn or Lucifer or something like that. I think at this point, they have tricked us. They're going to tell us that their God has been Satan all along, and they will actually make that the religion. That's my prediction. 2036, also during this period, when I whet my flashing blade and my hands lays hold on judgment, vengeance will I wreak on my foes, will I deal to those who reject me. So, this is the year that these laws of the years of Noah, or the days of Noah, will be enacted, assuming there are any of us left by this point. And then Just Sanguina says they need to give money value to support the war before they break the banks. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I don't think they're going to break the banks. Like, well, I think it really wouldn't matter once they get their digital currency up. I think they're going to try to do that real quick. That's a good question on when they're going to do that. It didn't say a whole lot on that. I did want to mention, I think I wrote this way too late, but this is the passage from the Zohar on Esau. Yeah, him becoming the scapegoat. It says, for the dish by selling Yaakov, or the Hyksos people, Jacob is the translation, his birthright, Esau became the slave. Instantly, I'll just say what it is. Jacob knew that the one goat that the children of Israel sacrificed on Yom Kippur to this level, namely to Azazel into the wilderness. Azazel is Satan. They admit that they do these sacrifices to Satan. The secret of Samael is also another name for Satan, the minister of Esau. So they try to claim that Satan is the minister over us. Fact of the matter is, they know that they are the ones worshiping Satan. Satan literally comes from Set worship, which is what they were known for doing. They are aware of this, but they like to do an inversion. They did an inversion here and inverted everything. I think they actually took the, and I could be wrong about this, but I do think they took the Egyptian religion, or a previous religion that we had, completely inverted it and spit it back out at us, and that's sort of what this is. But I think in that belief, we would have believed that we were the children of light and they're the children of darkness, which makes more sense because we come from sun worshippers and they come from moon worshippers. So, that being said, they inverted it to where now they're the sons of light and we are the sons of darkness. See what they did? But I'll have to go into that later. He becomes a slave to his descendants and will not accuse them because they did this scapegoat ritual sacrifice. And it wasn't a goat they sacrificed. Esau is compared to a goat. They actually sacrificed people. And because of the level of wisdom of Esau, Jacob dealt wisely with Esau everywhere, so that Esau was unable to rule and was submissive. Jacob was not defiled by him, but ruled over him. Interesting.